Today we're going to teach you a 5-step plan that anyone can learn, and we have 2 real students here that are going to demonstrate this 5-step plan. We're going to write a whole essay and give them feedback at the end. So let's go. Let's start off with the question. I'm going to give you this task 2 question and we're going to work on it together. First, let's just read it and think about it. So there's 5 steps to this plan. Step number 1 is the most important one, which is understand the question. The first part of this, understand the question, is just to read it and think about what it means. Just focus on the first part, the question statement. What does that actually mean? Is there anything confusing about it, or do you have any questions or anything ambiguous about it?
I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
it's not very confusing, yeah.
Is there any words in it that might be a little bit ambiguous? It could mean different things or you don't understand it. Like, for example, backgrounds. What would backgrounds actually mean?
Cultural, religious, different ethnic backgrounds.
Yeah. Could it be anything else?
Age.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we've understood the question. The next step in actually understanding the question a little bit deeper is to think about the general topic. It's really important that we understand the general topic so we don't write about that. A big problem that we see with a lot of students is they see the general topic. For example, health. They'll just write everything they know about health, put it as much as they know on the page about health, and that's actually the opposite to what they should be doing. But it's important that we understand the general topic. What are the general topic or topics of this question? What do you think?
Music is just the first one of them. People, in terms of their backgrounds, could be cultural, like we mentioned, could be age, could be their class and nationality, ethnicity.
There's really 2 topics. It's about society and music, and how music can bring people of different backgrounds within a society together. So now let's dig a little bit deeper. What is the specific topic? So go a little bit deeper and think exactly what are they asking here. So are they just saying write about everything you know about society and music, or is there something a little bit more specific within there?
It's linking the 2 aspects, right?
And I think it also is asking if you agree, then why, and explain more about why you think that music does bring a lot of people together. And if you disagree, why is that?
Now, I think we fully understood the question. Next, what does your gut say immediately? Would you agree or disagree?
The former,
Yeah,
that we would agree.
Both think that? Okay, good. Normally, what you initially think is the best option. Not always, but normally as soon as you see something like this, you're like, I totally agree with that. That's the best road to go down immediately. If you go down that road and you can't think of ideas, and we'll discuss that in a minute, then you might back up and be like, I don't disagree, but I can think of really good reasons why someone else might, and that might give me good ideas to put in my essay. Rarely happens, but I just want to give you a backup. So the next thing we want to do is we want to generate some ideas. What normally happens in an IELTS classroom is they draw a big bubble in the middle of the page and they just do brainstorming. We don't teach that because it wastes a lot of time and it generates a bunch of irrelevant ideas. We're going to give you 3 techniques that give you relevant ideas very, very quickly. What's the first idea that pops into your head about why music is a good way of bringing people of different backgrounds together?
I feel like when you listen to music, you feel sort of positive vibrations, and that is one of the biggest reasons that people feel happy listening to music, and in some way or the other it brings people together. Okay,
so everyone feels positive. What was the first idea that came into your head?
Even if the language of a song can be varied, I think a tune or a beat is universal.
Excellent.
You don't need to understand the language of a song to be able to groove to it.
Yeah. We also like to give people multiple different tools to generate ideas. Another one is, what is the simplest idea? What a lot of people do is they try and think of the most complex idea, and that ends up, their essay turns into a mess because it's difficult to explain it and think of examples and things like that. What would be the most obvious, simple idea for why music brings people together? We definitely have some here. They feel positive, it's universal. Is there anything else?
Why does music bring people together?
So another way to think about this was, have you been at a concert or a live event or some sort of fan event where there were many different people from different cultures, why were they there?
A sense of community, a sense of togetherness, that you can be at a place, like if you go to a concert, let's say this singing in English and Spanish, for instance, it doesn't really stop you from having a good time. You may not be able to sing to the Spanish parts if you don't speak Spanish, or the English parts if you don't speak English, but you can still feel like you're a part of the group. So there's a sense of community.
So to be part of the community. Very good. So we now have 3 ideas. And then the last technique we'll use would be, do you know the game show Family Feud? Where they say, we asked 100 people. So imagine you went to, I'm not very good with recent music. Who are some people that big music artists at the moment?
Justin Bieber,
Justin
Eminem,
Bieber.
Bad
Okay.
Bunny, I don't know.
So if we went to a Justin Bieber concert,
Shakira.
concert, if we went to a Shakira concert and asked 100 people, why are you here? What would the top answer be?
Because they love the artist, maybe?
Yeah. Excellent. Anything else?
I feel like maybe because everybody there feels the same emotion as each other.
So to feel the same. Okay. So we now have 5 ideas, but we only need 2 ideas for this. So we need to choose the best ideas. Now, what does best mean? The best for you is the ideas that you can easily write about. So when we're choosing ideas, the most important thing is that the ideas are relevant. What does relevant mean? What do you think relevant means?
Relates to the most number of, it will be a commonly seen perception that most
Remember
people
what
would
our main job is? What did we first do before this? Why?
Understand.
Understand the question. So relevant means, does it answer the question?
Right.
So that's why we didn't generate ideas first. That's why we understood the specific question. Does music bring people of different backgrounds together because it makes them feel positive?
Not in all cases.
Okay. So you have to think about it. Does that mean that it'd be easy to write about?
It could be argued very easily.
Okay.
So it's like a 50-50,
Okay,
right?
so-
Because there's sad music that people love sad music. People love like breakup songs and like rock music.
So we'll put a maybe. Does the fact that music is universal and anyone can understand it and anyone can enjoy certain artists, does that bring people of different backgrounds together?
I think so.
Do you agree? Yeah, so that's a tick for that one. I think being part of a community and loving the artist is kind of the same thing. It's like wanting to be part of the fandom. Like, I want to be part of the other fans. I want to be part of the community of fans. Would that bring people of different backgrounds together? Would that be a tick? Would that, that definitely answers the question?
In a way, but it's not the only way.
Yeah, so we're not thinking of all
Right.
the different things. We're just thinking of this. We're focusing on this. So this is a really good, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but this is a really good point to bring up. You are starting to think of many different things when we are under time pressure with 40 minutes, not to make this video, but to write this essay.
Yeah.
You've thought of 5 ideas, and I asked you about one of them, and you start thinking about other ideas. That's why someone like you two, who are band 9 at speaking, can mess up their entire writing test because they're thinking, what about this idea? And they spend 20 minutes thinking of ideas, and then they start writing. And they're like, but this way. So you have to be super disciplined and be like, this is the path I'm going down, and there's no going back. So think about each stage as a door, a one-way door. Once you go out through that door, you cannot go back.
Correct.
Just stick with it.
You
Stick
have to
with
stick
it,
with
yeah.
it. Okay, so let's look at to be part of a community. You can disagree with me, but what I would think about that is going to a concert or maybe a jazz club or your dance club or something like that. You're a fan of that type of that artist or that genre of music. Would you agree that that's easy to write about?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we'll put a tick beside those. What about just to feel the same way as people? Would that be easy to write about?
Yeah, I feel like it's a big part of bringing people together. So for me personally,
Yeah, I
it would be
agree.
easy to write about.
Would that be similar to like they want to feel positive?
Yeah, they can go together. So it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay. So we said that was a maybe. So we'll put this as a maybe. So universal, I think that's quite easy to talk about. And then liking that music, people from different backgrounds liking that music, the same type of music, and that brings them together. We'll write about those two.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our two ideas. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do something called structure planning, where I give you a structure and then you are going to fill out the structure with your ideas. And as a special gift for you, what I've done is I've taken 100 real Band 7, 8, and 9 essays from our VIP students, so you can practice using those questions and have a look at the samples to improve your own writing. Go to the description or the pinned comment and you can download those for free. It's our gift to you. Normally they're only in our VIP course, but today you can download them for free. So there's 4 parts to your essay. There's the intro paragraph. There is MBP, main body paragraph, number 1. Then there is MBP 2. Then there is the conclusion. And then there's different parts to each of those. So the way we're going to teach you is break the essay down into building blocks. So there's 4 big building blocks: intro, main body paragraph 1, main body paragraph 2, and the conclusion. And then we're going to break this down into little bite-sized blocks. Just makes it super easy for you to plan on test day. Overall, what we should be doing is we're going to put one idea here and one idea here. So we're going to put universal here, and we're going to put we're going to put fans here.
Okay, so this is for both of them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree because music is universal, and I agree because it brings fans of different backgrounds together that love the same artist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your introduction is going to introduce the question and your ideas and your opinion. So what the introduction is going to do is like, here's the question I've been asked. Here are my ideas, here's my opinion. So what that does is it helps the reader understand what the question is, what you think about the question. And then in the main body paragraphs, you're going to go into detail. So you're going to take the ideas, put them into detail, and then the conclusion is just going to be a summary of ideas and opinion.
Understood.
So basically copying what is in here. So an introduction helps the reader by, here's what I'm going to talk about. And the conclusion helps the reader by saying, this is a summary of what I just talked about, a little recap. So if we break that down into a structure, what that looks like is in the introduction, there's different sentences you're going to put in. You're going to put paraphrase the question. By paraphrasing the question, you're introducing the question. Don't assume the examiner or the reader can see the question. You have to paraphrase it for them so that they can read it. Assume that they've never seen the question before. Number 2, you're going to state your opinion. I agree or I disagree. You could say some people agree, some people disagree, and then say what you think at the end. That's just more complicated. We don't want to make your job more complicated, and you don't have to do that. The easiest thing to do is to pick one, and that's what we did at the start. Then we're going to say 2 ideas. So we're going to say, I agree for this reason and this reason. We're not going to go into detail here. We're just going to introduce them. Any questions about that?
In terms of how many lines, how many words, is there a
I
limit?
think there's a word limit, right?
You have to go over 250 for the entire...
For the whole thing.
Okay.
thing.
Is there like a split up? Like how do you allocate the 250 to...
Yeah, how do you keep count?
We will discuss that at the end. That's one of the parts at the end, but that's a good question, but we'll come back to that. In general, we have found when students worry about number of words, number of sentences, they are thinking about that instead of thinking about answering the question. If you think about writing a clear answer to the question, you will naturally use the appropriate number of words and the appropriate number of sentences. But if you're like, I need to write 10 words in my first sentence and then second sentence I need to write, it becomes very mechanical and you're not really thinking about answering the question. But I'll show you at the end whether you've got to the word count or not.
Okay.
So then main body paragraph 1, we're going to do topic sentence. Topic sentence is just another way of saying what's the idea. All right. So you've put the idea here, but you need to restate it. Now, you're not repeating the same words necessarily, but you're just saying the point of this paragraph is this idea. So again, think of the topic sentence as a little flag to the reader saying, this is the main point of this paragraph. And then we're going to explain, and then we're going to put an example. So this is why I got you to really think about the ideas, because the ideas don't need to just be relevant. They need to be relevant and you can write about them. Because some people are like, I know what that, I have a feeling about that. But then you say, okay, explain it and think about, oh no, I can't do that. And sometimes the most obvious ideas, like, why do you love your child? I just do.
Yeah, how do you elaborate on that?
Explain. So sometimes it is better to pick an idea that is easier for you to explain and think of an example than just that kind of obvious gut reaction idea. But normally the simplest ideas are the easiest to explain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Then you're going to do exactly the same thing. So you're going to go topic sentence for this. So you're going to take the second main idea. You're going to explain and you're going to think of an example. So this should be one sentence. This is going to normally be 2 or 3 sentences. I know I just said don't worry about number of sentences and everything, but this is going to be one. Normally, don't think of this as a math problem to solve. Like,
just
don't be
sort of guidelines.
this is not Tetris where you're like, thinking like, but just in general guidelines. And then in conclusion, you're just going to go in conclusion and you're just going to go opinion and ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this and I want you to make just some brief notes. We call this a skeleton. So you're not putting any meat on the bones. You're not going to go into detail, but I just want you to work together and think about, okay, what idea are we going to put in here? We've already got that, but how would you explain that? Just some keywords in there, and an example again, a keyword in there. I'm not going to help you. I just want you to work together. You give me that one, and you take that one.
So we write next to this or on this?
Yeah. So this is going to be your plan, and
Okay.
then you can take that plan and write the whole essay.
Okay. One topic sentence. So the idea, which is the universal, right? So
Then we have to, yeah. go
Sorry,
ahead.
we feel like music itself, even if the language is not universal, we feel like the beat, the tune is universal. If it's a dance song, then we feel like it's going to make everybody dance, whether you understand the language or you don't. So that's the universal aspect of it. That's kind of the explanation.
So it brings out the same emotions. Maybe we can write that too. Like either it brings them together in sadness or enjoy.
A shared emotion regardless of the emotion.
Exactly.
Sure. Okay. An example.
What do you think we can write at length?
You could have multiple examples and use them for different points.
So let's do one English and one regional.
In my opinion, I feel like Afro is gaining a lot of momentum right now. I personally love Afro, so I could write a lot about that. I don't know about you.
Either K-pop. K-pop's a good example.
I don't know anything about
Blackpink?
it. Nope.
La Lisa? What? Okay.
Forgive me.
I love K-pop. Okay.
Let's go with K-pop in the beginning, and then we can scoop in English later on.
Then let's switch it because the fans, they have like blinks
yeah,
and all
yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So let's do
Let's
K-pop
do
for
it.
the next one.
Okay.
And English for this one.
Okay, sure.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah?
Also, one question. How many minutes do you recommend we allocate for each?
Very, very good question. What most people watching this video are thinking right now, there's no way I will have time to do this.
Right.
What we have found is the more time students spend on planning, the higher their score. Let's say we all want to go to a restaurant in this city that we don't know. One person, I just say, just start walking, or the other person, spend a few minutes looking up Google Maps where it is. So Google Maps is an investment of time. The other person has already, made their way to the street and started walking. Who's going to get there faster?
True.
So think about planning as an investment of time. It's Google Maps but to answer your question, in general, what we have found with our VIP students is 5 to 10 minutes of planning. We're talking through it in detail, so it's taking way longer than it will. But if you've learned this system, you're doing this in seconds. So it's just like, then checking at the end, they generally spend around 5 minutes. So let's take the extreme example of 10 minutes and 5 minutes. That means writing is about 25 minutes. Let's say 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how long we're doing. Now, most essays are going to be, let's say, 12 to 15 sentences. That's 2 minutes per sentence. Now, it takes a long time to write a sentence if you don't know what you're writing. If you have to think and then write a sentence, it'll take longer than 2 minutes. But by doing all your planning and you know exactly what to write, you should be able to write a sentence in less than 2 minutes. You should be able to write a sentence in 30 seconds if you want a band 8
I
or a
agree.
band 9. You know what I mean?
So it's altogether it's 40 minutes.
Yeah. So if we did 5, 30, and 5, or 10, 25, and 5, 40 minutes. And you should not book your test until if you're able to do that. And if you can't do that, don't worry. It's like building up a muscle. You just get a little bit faster. Try and do it in 90 minutes, then 80, then 70, then 60, and then to try and get to 40 bit by bit over the weeks of you will get faster. When you're learning how to drive, you didn't go on to the highway and drive at 60 on your first day.
Speak for yourself.
You went at 0 miles an hour first, and then a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Same with this.
All right. Shall we move on to the next
Yes,
one?
we should.
Topic, sentence, the second one, which
So
is
we're going with fans.
fandom.
So let's try this the opposite way. Let's go example first, because sometimes example first can help you think through it. So let's go with, you gave the example of K-pop. If we went, maybe not in Korea, but maybe an international city like Dubai or London or New York, where there's like so many different backgrounds of people there. If we went to a Blackpink concert, I think there was one in Wembley like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
You know, why are they all there?
Because they're fans of it?
Why are they fans?
Because they like their music? I do think with K-pop, the style is a huge aspect. Because if you see how these girls dress to the concert, they look like K-pop idols themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it does bring people together if they can like get together and dress the same way.
100%.
And
I think girls are going to get together at someone's house and they're going to spend 3 hours doing their hair and makeup and getting ready. And
So
that is a bonding
if we
experience.
can mention
Remember
that in a
we
way.
mentioned about the community aspect of it. They want to feel part of the same community.
Yes.
So that would be the explanation. So they are fans, and to explain that, they want to feel part of a concert and feel part of the community of fans.
Yes.
Definitely mention that there's not just one demographic at concerts.
Yeah.
It's multiple different people, you know, especially at something like a K-pop. You know, there's certain musics like that the demographic is very similar, but you know, K-pop, for example, is universal.
Different age, different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Anything else is that enough?
That's enough, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. So now we have our skeleton. This is going to make writing the essay much easier. Next step is to actually write. We're going to write our introduction, and you have your whole plan to write that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to paraphrase, which means take the question statement and just write it in your own words. So you can copy one or two of the words, but a good way to do it is to just first write it as if you would say it to someone. How would you say this to each other?
People believe that music is a good way of connecting people from different backgrounds. That's paraphrasing. And I agree. That's the next sentence.
Don't worry about the opinion just yet.
Oh, okay. Just the paraphrasing.
Just do one thing at a time.
So it's people.
Think that music is a good way of connecting people of diverse backgrounds.
All right. So that's a good start. And then the next thing we want to do is, could we change any of the words using synonyms? So for example, people, is there another way that we could say people?
Individual.
Excellent. Are there any other words in there that would be easy to change?
Good. Fantastico.
Yeah. It's a little bit extra. It's a little bit more. You might be consider that, but
We like extra. I'm happy with that.
so one way that you can change it is not to use synonyms, it's to use examples. So what is an example of a background?
Cultural
Cultures. Ages. Ethnicity.
ethnicities.
Yeah. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I would just add before people at the beginning, just put many people. So because
Sure.
if we just put people, it means the entirety of the world. Or if we put
Right,
many
right.
people, it means that
Majority, yeah,
the
several.
majority. Yeah. And what is your opinion?
Should we say, I agree. I agree with the sentiment. Is that
Okay.
good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to give a reason, what would we say? What would be the word we would use to give a reason for something?
Because.
Yeah. What's in your structure plan? What do we do next?
2 ideas.
Okay. So how do we write those?
I agree with the sentiment because I believe that a tune and beats are universal.
So we're going into a little bit more detail than we
Okay,
need to
so-
be. So just literally just headline.
Because I believe music can have universal appeal.
Good.
Can I move on to the next idea? And fandoms create a sense of community.
So we'll just introduce fandom directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fandoms create a sense of community.
Enter. New paragraph.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. So we've gone through that door. We've done that. Okay.
Cool.
So one thing that I would do is I would look back at the question. We don't want to be halfway through
And realize
that we've made a mistake. So we check, are you happy that this answers the question?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Are
Me
you?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well done. Very, very good. What is the next part of your plan?
The first topic.
Yeah. What is
Shall
that
we-
going to be about?
About music being universal.
Yep. So the next thing you would do is you would just state that. Look at the question, and if you were to write one sentence that answers that question about why you agree with that and about it being universal, you're not going to go into any detail.
So no explanation in the first line?
No. Just topic sentence, full stop, and then explain.
Okay.
So music is a universal way of bringing people together.
Well done. Full stop. How would you explain that? Look at your plan to help you.
Cues, beats. That's what you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
The shared emotions.
Shared emotions.
So basically where language can't go, beats and tunes go.
Like a frequency or a vibration.
No, just the tune.
Simplify.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to think of, breaking that down.
Imagine you're explaining it to a child or an alien that's never heard music and has never encountered a human. Like really, really simplify.
Beats, tunes, and rhythm transcends the language barrier. Mm-hmm.
And then imagine a child going, what do you mean? How does it?
So if you're saying it to a child, you'd say, it's easy to dance to a song with a catchy beat if you understand the lyrics or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And people like jazz music, even young people like jazz music, and they feel kind of solemn and, moody.
Just remember just one example.
Yeah, I'm thinking out loud.
This is why people from diverse demographics
Can dance along.
even though
Full stop.
And would you continue to explain this, or would you just go into an example? Is it easier to write about an example now?
I would kind of connect it to the next section that's the example.
How would you do that?
For instance, the universal appeal of K-pop in recent times.
So that's the example.
Okay.
Yeah.
For instance, K-pop has recently seen a significant growth in popularity outside of South Korea. If you go to a metropolitan city like New York or Dubai, you would see a K-pop concert that is, I'm just thinking out loud, would be as filled as one in South Korea.
Yes.
And it will be everybody. It'll be different races, different religious backgrounds, everyone, and they know every song and they know every, so a concert in New York featuring the girl group, will attract audiences of many different ages, ethnicities, and religions.
Well done.
Oui.
Great paragraph. The next one, exactly the same. I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to.
Uh-oh. By that, he means he's going to save all of it till the end. He's not going to shutting up for now. He'll be back. Okay, shall we go on to the next? Topic sentence.
So remember that Chris said that we should use the beginning as an example so we can get into the...
I just realized we made a mistake. We
Uh-huh,
were
we
going to
did.
do K-pop for the next section and not this one. It's
But I
okay.
feel like it's fine, right?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
This is the benefit of having a plan.
Yeah.
So either you can stick to the plan, or if you in the real exam you got to the end, you could look at your plan and think, okay, I was going to talk about K-pop here. So what I can do is I can use a different example here, so you can just keep going. Whereas if you didn't have a plan, you'd be like, oh, I've completely lost. Or you could get to the end of the second paragraph, oh, that's actually the wrong example. So this is why having a map a plan is basically a map of your answer, is so useful. And you were able to, in 3 seconds, spot that and switch what you're doing. It's really, really good.
Sure. Great. Okay. So we'll just use the other one. So topic sentence. The next one is fandoms create a sense of community. Okay. So now we'll explain it. Same. Fans, aesthetic, like the music, community. We can do Taylor Swift. She's quite a phenomenon. Just got engaged recently.
That'll
Okay.
do well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fandoms create a sense of community.
So again, if you're explaining it to a child, how do fans create community?
Sharing love for the same artist and feeling a sense of heightened emotion brings people together despite their race or age. Is it word?
Yeah, I like that. Artists are able to create a sense of shared emotions, or artists are able to create a shared emotional experience for their fans.
Perfect.
Despite their age, because we have to come back to the question.
Let me think this through. Artists are able to create a shared emotional experience which connects them to their fans, but more importantly, connects their fans to each other.
And then despite the diverse age range, right?
Yeah, despite their diversity. Nice. Okay. Shall we jump to the example?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to.
Taylor Swift fans, commonly known as Swifties, in double quotes,
I feel like, yeah, that's what I was about to do.
are a perfect example, full stop. Can I do one more line to explain that?
Of course,
Okay.
yeah. You can put an example in and then explain the example.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the women, whether they're 16 or 60, all of them know the lyrics to Love Story. Phrase that has as you'd like.
Or something like her vulnerability or her lyrics are vulnerable or something relatable somehow. And that connects, like you said, women who are 16 or 60.
It's perfect. You could write that.
The vulnerability of her
Lyrics.
lyrics.
Appeal to a 16-year-old as,
A 60-year-old.
yeah, when they're belting her song at a concert.
So, you happy with that? Would you want to add anything at the end, like thus or therefore or this demonstrates or just finish it there?
Finish it there.
Finish it there? Yeah. So, to write your conclusion, start off in conclusion, comma, and then look at your introduction because it's basically got everything already there. And you would just look at that and think, how could I restate that again?
In conclusion, I agree with people that believe that music brings communities together through universal rhythm and fan groups, transcending their cultural and ethnic barriers.
Great. Done. Look
how
at
many
the
lines?
total word count.
Where's it here?
Tools. So
202.
202. So we need to write a little bit more. Probably write another 2 sentences.
Okay.
So
What do you
if
want
that
correct?
happens on test day, where you look at it and you're like, okay, that's really not enough. You can't really add anything to the introduction. You can't really add anything to the conclusion. The 2 areas that you could focus on are these. Now, there's a few different things you could do. Number 1, you could provide a further explanation. Like you could keep explaining it there. Number 2, you could keep going with the example. You could explain the example. Or you could add to the end, therefore, or thus, or this is why, and bringing it back to the question.
So we could do 1 and 1, no?
Okay, yeah.
Like one here, one here? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A concert in New York featuring the girl group will attract audiences of many different ages, ethnicities, and religions, as it would in any other part of the world, a part of South Korea, or any other city.
I think that would be kind of redundant because you already said popularity outside South Korea. So it sounds like you're just trying to reach the word count. What would be obvious if you just scanned the crowd would be that they're all dressed the same. It's a cultural, it's like an experience, right?
Yeah.
A quick scan of the arena would demonstrate the influence of the Korean aesthetic through outfits, makeup, and hairstyles. Should we go to the next one? The vulnerability of her lyrics appeal to a 16-year-old as much as a 60-year-old when they're belting a song at her concert. Can I fix something? We're still working on it, right? Okay, so it's there. They are.
This?
Yeah. Belting a song at her concert.
Maybe not necessarily at the concert, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice.
At a party.
Yeah. In the car.
Or even a wedding.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Well
Word
done.
count?
Does this work? 231.
231.
What do we
so
have
you're just
to-
going to add a sentence at the end.
What are we trying to reach?
250.
Okay.
So you just need one sentence.
Okay. This demonstrates that people of all ages are able to relate to an artist that they love and share that experience with others, sometimes not having anything else in common.
Great. Word count?
261.
Is that good?
Good job.
Hey.
Good job. Okay. Now we have finished. We need to just check two things. The marking criteria has 4 areas. First part is how did you respond to the task? Did you answer the question? All the planning stage and the thinking and the talking about whether we answered the question did most of the heavy lifting there. Second part is did you structure your answer properly? That's why we talked so much about structure. So those two, I think we can park those. The other 50% is vocabulary and grammar. So vocabulary, you've done a really good job. What I would do is have a quick look through and look for 2 things. First thing, are there any simple words that you could change to a more advanced word, but only do it if you're 100% sure you can do it safely? Can you identify any words that you could change, but make sure the meaning is the same as the word you change? And if you don't identify any, it doesn't matter. Because you're going to be doing this under time pressure. You'll only have 5 minutes to do this at the end. So don't spend a huge amount of time doing it.
5 minutes to do the whole thing?
Yeah, all of this at the end. This
Fantastic. Incredible.
Yeah, I hate that. Let's change dance to groove.
Yeah. Yeah. Scant a glance, a quick glance of the arena. Scan sounds very formal. Taylor Swift fans, famously known as Swifties. At her concert, at a party, in the car, or even at a wedding.
So you're spotting little grammatical errors?
Yeah,
That's good too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second thing you're going to do with vocabulary is scan it again. Are there any words that are repeated multiple times that you could change to a synonym? There's some words that you just are going to like and the, for example, people. It's difficult to have 17 different ways of saying people. But are there any words, especially from the question statement, that you repeated again and again?
I would change the second artist because we've got one artist already. This demonstrates that people of all ages are able to relate to a song. I'm happy with that.
Okay, and the last step 5. So step 4 was vocabulary check. Step 5 is grammar check. You've already done that quite a bit. So I'm going to give you just a few minutes and then I'll give you your score. So yeah, this is your last chance
For
to
grammatical errors.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is your last chance to change anything.
Can we put a comma in here, please? Can you make that speak the same language? A comma here. After arena? Yeah. Sorry. Can we change this to fandom?
10, 9,
Much.
8,
Not
7,
having
Much else in common.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So
Let's
in
go.
the test, they wouldn't let you do it all day. Well done. Excellent. You guys take a break. You've worked very hard. I've done nothing. So you guys take a break and I'll create your feedback report. I'll give you your score and tell you everything that you could improve about it and then everything that's really good about it, mostly very, very good. And I will also rewrite it and give you my version. So here it is. Feel free to have a look at your full report. And I'll share this report with you guys as well. I'll put it in the description. So, what do you think? You happy with
I am very happy. I'm
the progress
satisfied.
you've made?
Yeah. I'm annoyed about that one mistake, but yeah.
So remember a few months ago we were working together one-on-one on our writing. Do you think your writing has improved?
Yeah.
Do you think using that system, like a 5-step system and planning it all out, helped you get that score?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What did you find easier this time compared to last time? Or how did the system help you?
For me, I feel like I have the tendency to kind of venture out into doing too much and writing about too much and wanting to talk about everything. So having this system helps me consolidate and have a plan and figure out what I'm going to do and then to stick to that plan. So in terms of time, it helps me. And in terms of not talking about too much, it helps me get to my finish line a lot more efficiently.
For me, it's a struggle to structure things. And given this structure, I felt like I could write more efficiently. I could think of better things to write about that one topic instead of, again, finding many things to write about. So the structure definitely helps me.
Excellent. Well, you've made huge progress. Before, like months ago, you were getting sometimes you were getting 6.5, sometimes 7. So to jump to about 9, that's a huge improvement. And as I said then, there's nothing wrong with your English. There's nothing wrong with your ability to write. We just need to keep you more disciplined and structured. And that's where that really, really helps. And as I say, a lot of the people that we work with on the VIP course, it's not that there's anything wrong with their intelligence or their writing ability. In fact, sometimes people are so intelligent that they write so much and they go off in so many different directions. But this just forces you to keep it simple and give the examiners what they're looking for. So well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to see those previous videos where I worked one-on-one with these students on their writing, you can check out these videos.